Hey, what's up? This is Sully from Godsmack. Strap on those boots, baby, because you are now in the trenches of the war room with the one and only Mistress Carrie right here on the Mistress Carrie podcast.
What's up? This is Joe Rogan, and you're listening to Mistress Carrie.
Her hair so lovely, pretty eyes.
Hey, this is Brent from Shinedown, and you're listening to Mistress Carrie. Hey, Carrie, go put your bra on, girl.
Hey, this is Steven Tyler, and you be listening to the baddest bitch in Boston, Mistress Carrie.
What's up? This is Aaron from Stain, and you're listening to Mistress Carrie.
Hi, everybody. This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, and you're listening to the one, the only Mistress Carrie.
Hey, this is David from the band Disturbed, and you're listening to the baddest bitch in Boston, Mistress Carrie.
Hi, Bruce Dickinson here from Iron Maiden. Yes, indeed, Miss Whiplash herself, Mistress Carrie, is here to unchain your brain.
Hi, this is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You're listening to Mistress Carrie.
This is Dennis Leary. You are listening to my favorite, Mistress Carrie.
Hey, this is Corey from Stone Sour, and you have the privilege of listening to Mistress Carrie. Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's Mistress Carrie, reporting for duty from MCHQ for episode 314 of the Mistress Carrie podcast. My guest this week is Tyler Connolly, lead vocalist from Theory of a Deadman, who just released their new single, Winnebago, off of their upcoming new EP, Funeral Songs Part 1, set for release on September 4th. The band is also headed out on the road this summer on the Dead 7 tour with Sevendust. So I talked to Tyler about the new music, designing the band's new vinyl, the tour with Sevendust, giant pickles, camping, band communication, Hampton Beach, Triumph, hockey, and so much more. This is Tyler's fourth appearance on the Mistress Carrie podcast, and I love it every time he comes on the show. So allow me to reintroduce you to Tyler Connolly from Theory of a Deadman. Mr. Tyler Connolly, it is good to see you.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good. Is this your fancy at-home studio area?
This is my home studio. I can change the color and shit. I don't know how to do it.
I love that. I have it too, but it's always set on purple, obviously.
Purple. That's a good color.
Yeah.
It's my thing.
Yeah,
a friend of mine loves purple too.
I love being able to see everybody's workspaces. So do you actually record in there, or is that just where you work out ideas?
No, I record. This is where I record some stuff. So all the vocals are done in here. They're with this mic right here. I just sit here, or I'll stand. I'll set up and stand. But yeah, all the vocals for our new stuff is all recorded in here.
I could not believe when I looked back that you have not been on the show since February of 2023.
Really?
I've seen you since then because you were touring, but the last time you and I sat down to talk was in February of 2023. And of course, everything's always tied to when you guys are getting ready to release new music and announce tours.
Yeah.
So it's time.
It's time. Yes, well, time goes so fast now. It's disgusting.
I know. It's really weird.
I feel it. I feel it personally. It's insulting at this point. Where someone needs to pay.
I remember being a kid and the adults telling me that time goes faster as you get older. And I thought they were crazy, and they were right. It does get faster. It's crazy.
Yeah. When you're a kid, you're always like, I'm so bored. I have nothing to do. And your parents are like, you have no idea.
You're never going to be bored again.
Yeah. Now you're like, what the hell happened?
I know. Yeah. It's
all
nuts.
Happening.
So you guys are on, I don't know, kind of an unofficial schedule when it comes to working on new music and then releasing new music, but you're doing it different by splitting up an album into 2 EPs. Chris Daughtry did the same thing. I asked him why he did it. Why are you guys doing it?
We were just trying it out. We finally figured that everyone else started doing it, so we kept asking ourselves, I think maybe Dave was like, when are we going to start doing EPs? Because the big issue was when you make an album, it costs a lot of money, but really there's 2 or 3 tracks that are the focus track, and the rest is kind of I don't know. It's not great. No offense to ourselves. But, so now we can just go in and we record 3 songs at a time. So we're going back in July and recording 3 more. And then you can just handpick the 3 songs. You don't be like, well, what do we got? Well, I got a few crappy songs laying around. It's so different now, where before we would make interlude tracks, Where like we let's record a hidden track. It's like, no, now you need to like, every song needs to be quality, which is exciting. I'm excited. Like the stuff I'm working on a song today, it's great. So the stuff for our second EP is going to be awesome. It's not going to be the leftovers.
Well, there's a lot of different schools of thought. Like I read an article that Kevin Martin from Candlebox says they're just going to do singles only moving forward. But then I talked to Taylor Momsen from The Pretty Reckless, and she's like, it's very important to me to do a whole body of work. I want to release albums and kind of, without it being like a concept record, like tell a story in a time capsule of that point. And then, of course, there's the images and the theme of the tour. And there's a lot that goes into this decision. It's not just you going, we're going to just release EPs, because you got to get the label on board, too.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some nostalgia to that, I know, because we've been doing this a long time. So there's probably some bands that are like, I really want to do an album because, that's what I grew up on. I can't wait to do the thanks. People love doing the personal thanks. And this is album 10 for us. So, we're kind of over it. We're like, well, what do we want to do? Do we want to record 13 songs and 3 are good and the rest are like, no. So, yeah, everyone's in a different place. But I do agree, like sometimes recording and writing stuff in a certain moment does feel like our Scars and Souvenirs record felt like it was all written in a very short period of time and everything felt very samey, which was good because the record was so successful. So, but, we don't want to get too far away and write stuff too separated, or there's no theme anymore. It just feels like everything is all over the place. So I agree on both parts. 10
albums. I went back and looked before you got on. You hit 24 years from the date of your first release this September. That's crazy to me.
I know. And it's crazier that I still haven't gotten any Botox. I might do the thing where like people like they pull their hair back.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, where you do some hidden braids and it kind of like it makes it
grow
look
my hair
like,
long.
Yeah,
just so I can get a little bit of a lift there. But 24 years. It's crazy. We talked about how fast everything goes, but it's. I was talking the other day to someone about how it was like in the 90s, how we were like making cassettes. I was putting cassettes in envelopes with an 8x10 and a bio and mailing it to record labels, which zero return comments, zero. So like times have changed.
Well, the other thing you did back then with a cassette, and this has come up on the show a bunch of times, is the love language of the mixtape.
Oh yeah.
Now
awesome.
I guess you could say, I'm going to make you a playlist on Spotify, but it's just not the same.
No, because the work goes into having to sit there and like try to push record right when the DJ stops talking, like Casey Kasem, stops talking. Then you can push record because the song starts, and then you have to get off of it. So someone would give me a mixtape, and it would like the trail end would have another song starting, and then we go and then go into something else. But I used to love the mixtapes. It was all illegal. I loved it.
And you dub them and dub them and dub them. Like that original Metallica album, by the time it was dubbed, like you could barely even hear the music anymore because it had been dubbed over 10,000 times as people were sharing it. Now it's just like, I'll just airdrop you the song that I like. Or I'll just send you a playlist or something. It's just not as romantic.
It's not when you record. Me and my buddy, we were in a rap group and we wanted to play one of our rap songs at the school dance, 9th grade. And so we didn't have a cassette. So he found a cassette from his dad's Commodore 64 that we used. But those are not used for music. It's used for data, I guess. So we didn't know.
I had a Commodore 64 when I was a little kid.
Do you remember? And it had like a cassette. You would it load up information. So we used that and we went to the dance. And then like our song came on and the whole dance floor just cleared. It sounded so bad. It was just like, there was nothing there. And the DJ was trying to like EQ it so bad. I'm like, man, well, that's what you get.
I have a really hard time imagining you as a rapper.
Yeah, it's pretty, well, if you could only hear some of it, me talking about like cruising around in my 6'4" Impala with a Mac 10. Those were the lyrics. Like I just pretended I was Eazy-E or something.
I know the era that you grew up in because hip hop like that, and it's come up on the show all the time because the Aerosmith Run DMC song turned 40 this year. And that's kind of like the shot heard around the world when it comes to marrying rock and hip hop. But if you didn't grow up in the neighborhoods where hip hop was originating from, like me, growing up in the suburbs outside of Boston, those were the things that made you discover hip hop was Aerosmith and Run DMC. It was the Beastie Boys. It was Anthrax and Public Enemy. Like, is that what introduced you to your love of hip hop up there in Canada?
Not for me. I think it was really hard to get rap up in Canada too. Like it was very unpopular. So like you go to the record store and the only way you can get something would be an import. And they were like $30 or something in 1984. It was so expensive. So if someone had like a Schoolie D or like an Eric B. Rakim France import, you were like, where did you get that? So yeah, it was hard. It was not, Beastie Boys Run DMC was really popular. I remember the Christmas song, and Beastie Boys were kind of became pop. I remember when the Beastie Boys came out. I remember I bought the vinyl License to Ill for my friend's birthday with the plane crashing.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just like, that thing's probably worth money now if he'd never opened it.
Yeah, the original pressing of the original Beastie Boys album, it would totally be worth money right now.
I should call him up.
Although vinyl is back.
Vinyl's back.
So with these EPs, are you printing vinyl for them too? Because that's another whole discussion. Once you make the decision to release, an EP versus an album, the vinyl production part of it, the design, the picking of the color, like that's a whole other process.
Yeah, and that's the art, the creative part that we get to have now is the process of like, there's so many different things they can do with the vinyl where they have some that are like clear, or like some that are translucent, or ones that they mix different colors, and then you can do etching now. So we're going to etch a bunch of stuff on it. Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's so cool. And we're doing it all ourselves. Like it's just us picking these things out with the people that are the manufacturers. So it's just all the artwork on the vinyl, and even all the lyrics are in like a shape of a coffin. It's cool. It's awesome. I can't wait for people to see those.
When you decided to do the EPs, Funeral Songs doesn't exactly sound like an up-tempo Theory of a Deadman EP.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. I don't know. We were trying to think of a part one, part two. So Dave thought, well, let's name one like something songs. And so then it gives us an opportunity for maybe the back half to be like redemption songs or something maybe is not so dark. So now I'm like, okay, does that mean I have to write a bunch of happy songs? Unfortunately, it's not happening. But Funeral Song. There's a song called Funeral Song on it. So that's kind of where it comes from. But the song's really cool. It's a really, it's almost like a punk rock song. So, but that's where the idea came from. It's not super dark, sadly.
When you were a kid, were road trips a summer vacation for the Connolly family? Where did your undying love of the Winnebago come from?
Yeah, so I actually was Zooming with my mom last night, and we were talking all like for an hour about our every year. There was no Winnebago. We weren't rich. We're actually broke. So my dad had a used tent trailer, and we'd had to air it out. And I loved that smell of the canvas. And my dad and mom kind of half built it with plywood, and they put like this little piece of strip of linoleum on the floor. But that we would take that thing up to, it was in the Okanagan, which is in British Columbia, to a lake every year. And our first drummer, his family would also go up at the same time. So we would go together. And every year I just loved it. It was the best. It was the best times of my life. And I told my mom, I go, if I could choose, I would still go back to being a kid. I just loved it, just being on the lake But yeah, I loved it. And it was about a 6-hour drive. And we had a pickup truck And so me and my sister had a jam in the back behind the seats, and it was just god awful. 6 hours for kids. Like, I don't know how we didn't get like car sick, but my mom would build these things that go over the seat and have pockets. So she'd put like coloring books and stuff. I don't know how we didn't get car sick. But it was about a 6 hour drive through British Columbia to get there. But yeah, I loved doing that every year.
I just talked to Elias Soriano from Nonpoint about Hampton Beach, where you guys are going to be playing with Sevendust. That is where my family that didn't have a lot of money used to go for summer vacations, is that we would chip in with my godparents and we would rent a house, and the two couples and all the kids would go. We shared beds and we combined money for groceries. We spent all day at the beach, but it's impossible to be a rock band and not play shows at Hampton Beach.
Yeah.
At Wally's, at the casino, where you guys are playing with Sevendust. And my childhood is Blink's fried dough on the boardwalk and the skee ball with the old wooden balls in the arcade, which Elias also loves. And because you guys are doing back-to-back shows, you're going to have time to... Have you spent quality time on the boardwalk at Hampton Beach?
I have. We played there so many times. Every time I go, we go out and I walk around and there's packed, because we usually play there in the summer, because I don't know if anyone's there in the winter, but
there are some places that are open, but it's the hardcore people. But like in the summertime, it's nuts.
Well, do you remember there being like a water park? It's gone now. The last time we went, they tore it down, which is kind of sad.
Well, was that over at Salisbury?
No, it was right next to the Hampton Beach Casino. That was like, had like the drop.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, that property is worth too much money now. The developers are moving in.
But there's really cool houses around. You walk around. I could totally imagine you growing up there and just going to the beach. Yeah, it's what a cool spot. So, yeah, 2 nights. So yeah, we'll spend the night there and want to find something to do.
Oh, it's not going to be hard to find something to do in the middle of August at Hampton Beach.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be great.
So the EP comes out September 4th, Funeral Songs Part 1. You're saying Part 2 is probably going to be like end of the winter or something, like you guys are going to release it sometime next year?
Yeah, early, I think March we're talking. We have to record it, but the songs are done, so we just have to go track it. It's just we're so busy. So we track when we're on tour. So we're going in July before this tour starts. So we pretty much record and then we fly out and start the tour. So then we have some time. And then I come back home after the tour, and I have to sing all the songs.
And by home, you mean California, because you're permanent now in California.
I'm permanent, like 20 years.
Yeah.
So
you still sound like a Canadian, though. You know that, right?
Well, I mean, it's never gone.
Yeah.
It's always in me. Some people more than others. Dave Brenner lives in Alabama, and he'll call like a plumber on the phone or something, and immediately they're like, "Where are you from?" Because they hear his voice and they're like, "You ain't from Alabama."
I just interviewed Gilmore from Triumph. And
awesome.
He was working out like parts that there are some parts of this big reunion show that he's coming out from behind the drum set and just singing, and they're letting another drummer kind of take over. And he said the most Canadian thing. He was like, "Yeah, we were just we were talking about how we're going to ham and egg it."
Yes, that's so Canadian. Ham and egg it.
Like,
well, it's Brent Fitz.
What the hell?
It's Brent Fitz on drums.
Yeah.
That's our old drummer. Brent Fitz. Yeah, good for him, man.
Yeah, all of the big Canadian power trios. Rush just kicked off their tour this week. And Triumph is celebrating their 50th anniversary.
50 years. And they're kicking ass. Our tour manager is out with them right now. So they're kicking butt.
Yeah, they had to add a second show in Boston because the first one sold out.
It's insane. I was lucky enough that during COVID, I got asked to sing on their trip. They put out a tribute record, I think, a year ago.
I talked to Gil about it because I was like, what did it mean to you to find out how many artists, diverse artists, love Triumph so much that they wanted to be part of that album? And he was like, it was overwhelming.
Yeah, it was it was a very long project. So I got asked very early on, and I was like, I'm in. What do you need to do? So they asked me, they sent me songs like, which song do you want to do? And I'm like, I want to do this song. They're like, it's taken. Okay, what about this one? It's taken. So I'm like, stop sending me songs. So I ended up doing.
Tell me what's left.
Yeah, what's left? So I Live for the Weekend. I did. So it's so cool. Slash is playing guitar on it. Like dream come true. It's awesome. So they sent me a vinyl. So just that's one of those cool moments that I have. I did something that awesome in my career. I'm so lucky to be able to do that.
Well, I talked to them about, because I talked to Rick Emmett too, and I talked to them about being in a band and having it kind of blow up and how to kind of forgive everything and kind of put the band back together. You guys are hitting 24 years since the date of your first release. What's the dumbest fight you guys have gotten into? Like the dumbest thing that you're like, I can't believe we got into a fight about this.
Here, this is a dumb one. You ready? I've never told anyone the story. So back, we were doing this outdoor show in Vancouver, and it was at the end of some sort of marathon. So we were playing outside on the stage, and when the marathon ended, I think it was called the Sun Run or something. All the people could watch us play, and it was that night. And my girlfriend at the time decided her and a couple of her friends were going to come up and be dancers during Bad Girlfriend. Of course, the rest of the band thought this was a bad idea. And of course, I'm like, I don't have a choice. So of course, Dave's girlfriend also was one of the dancers. And I guess something happened where she pulled out last minute. And then so the band was like, well, then let's just not do it. And I'm like, oh, no. So we had this massive blowout, me and Dave, because, I had to try to force the band to have these dancers. And it was so bad. And literally we played the song and there's like dancers behind us. I don't know why we did it. I was forced into it. Yeah, that was like the only blowout I think I've ever had with the band.
Well, that's the thing is like you find a way. Like Steven Tyler told me one of the biggest fights the band ever got into in the studio was the intro to Ragdoll. The doom, doom, doom. He wouldn't tell me who won the argument, but he said that was like a knockdown, drag-out fight they got into about that drum sound. It's like hilarious for the fans to hear what you guys fight about.
Well, it's probably because he's a drummer.
Yeah.
And he's probably telling Joey Kramer how to play drums. I heard that because he was a drummer, that it probably didn't go over very well.
Yeah, probably. He wouldn't tell me who started the fight or who won the fight, but I thought it was really interesting because every time I hear that song now, I think of like, oh, they got into a brawl during the recording of that album.
Yeah, you kind of got to have those because when we started out as a band, we never communicated. We were all just these weird introverts that would just go hide in our little corners. Dave used to just go in his bunk and he'd have like Christmas lights in there and he would never come out. And eventually once we started like communicating, it's like, oh, hey, we can actually do this. Okay. Because dudes just don't communicate. We're just a bunch of idiots. But once we found out we can actually sit down and be like, what is bothering you today? And
everybody gave Metallica crap for that movie they made where they got a counselor.
That's right.
But it worked.
Some kind of monster? Yeah. I remember I probably made fun of myself. These dudes, they need a therapist. No, man, you don't, how bad it is being in a band and not talking about something that's rubbing you, like you got to talk about it. So that's honestly why we've been doing it for 24 years. That's it. Start communicating. And then everything, all the bad stuff just is gone.
You talk about the Triumph tribute album and how you're trying to decide what song to do. That's what I've heard that Ozzy show was like last summer.
Oh, yeah.
Was that Morello was kind of in charge of getting like who's going to do what song. And did you guys ever do the Ozfest?
No, never got on Ozfest. That would have been pretty cool. Did it start in 99? When was the big
I think
one?
it was 99.
99.
Yeah.
I do remember, I mean, we would have loved to have been on Ozfest. I do remember the one I think was Iron Maiden was closing.
Yeah, that tour is why Sharon Osbourne and Bruce Dickinson don't talk. They got into like a huge fight on that Ozfest.
Yeah. Not to say anything negative about Ozfest, but that Ozfest was like the biggest. Like when Ozfest started, I was like, man, it was just like, it was the coolest, you know? Are they talking about bringing that back?
Yeah. Next year, they're going to do a weekend of shows in Birmingham and then a weekend of shows somewhere in North America. And if it goes well, then in 2028, they're supposed to make it bigger if it goes well. So
yeah, that would be amazing. I mean, you got to think of how many bands who would even headline that. I don't even know.
Well, all of the bands, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because you're touring with Sevendust, and Sevendust did the Ozfest, I think, multiple times. But so many of the bands that were like second stage Ozfest bands back then are the biggest rock and metal bands now. Like all the bands that launched off of Ozfest.
I remember I went and saw some festival. It wasn't Ozfest, but it was this festival in Vancouver, and they had a second stage, and Slipknot was playing on the second stage. And I'm like, who are these dudes? And they're all wearing a bunch of masks and stuff. And this was, 1990 something. And then also Creed was on the second stage, and they just were brand new. I'm like, who's Creed? And then sure enough, second stage to main stage. Yeah.
The year that Slipknot headlined the second stage was in Mansfield at the Xfinity Center. It used to be called Great Woods, and there were trees where the second stage was. And there were trees in like the middle of the mosh pit, and Slipknot fans were climbing the trees and just diving into the pit. It was just the things that people got away with back then that you could not get away with now.
Yeah. Well, now they have insurance.
Well, the guys from Sevendust, you guys are going out on this Dead Seven tour. The guys in Sevendust, I think, are probably some of your oldest friends in music. They're some of my oldest friends in music. You guys have played shows with them over the last couple of decades. So when you put a tour like this together, it's like you automatically know you're going to have a good time. It's impossible to tour with Sevendust and not have fun.
No, it's going to be great. We played so many shows with it. And once you kind of, see guys in another band for this long, you just become like friends. Like you just like, hey, what's up? How's it going? So it's cool. It's nice to see old faces, and they've been doing it longer than we have. But at this point, we're all kind of like pros at touring. So it'll be a piece of cake. And I golf a lot. So I've golfed with Morgan before. So we'll see. Maybe I can get Morgan out, play around a golf here or there.
It cracks me up how many rock stars love golf. I had a long conversation with Alice Cooper, who's a scratch golfer. He's really good. But it kind of cracks me up that you guys are so adrenaline filled on stage and loud and whatever. And then you're like, I'm going to throw on some plaid and go hit the links.
Yeah. And it's the opposite, right? It's quiet and there's no yelling. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think it's because the game you can never win, they call it. There's something about it that, like, just the opportunity to try to beat it. And it's all you. There's no team. Maybe that's the big one, is just trying to go out there and actually try to accomplish something that you try to do yourself. So mostly I fail at it. It's because that's me. Usually I get in the way of myself.
And you're a tall guy, so, like, do you need special clubs? Do they have stock clubs, or do you tour? Are they under the bus?
I have clubs out on the road. They're there all the time. No, I used to have longer clubs. When I first got fitted, they fitted me longer clubs, and then went back, and I went to this place that does a lot of basketball players, I guess the Lakers, and the guy says, you know what I found out? I found out actually making longer clubs is worse. So I started giving basketball players stock length clubs, and they actually hit them better. So I've got stock clubs and I hit them better. So there you go. So being tall doesn't make a difference.
I started asking everybody this question because you're spending a lot of time on the road. You stop at the truck stop at 3 a.m. in the middle of nowhere. What's the craziest thing that's ever come on the Theory of a Deadman bus from a truck stop?
Oh, God, it's never me. I never go in. But I'll wake up and there's something, somebody's got something on there. I'll wake up and there's some sort of huge pickle or just, you know what I mean? There's some huge pickle in a bag. Or just random stuff like foam cowboy hats, or they find something. Or the crew guys will get matching shirts and they all wear them at sound check the next day. But yeah, that's not my bag anymore. I'm an old singer now, so I need my 8 hours. So I'm in bed as soon as I can, and then I miss all the fun now.
I keep waiting for somebody to unseat Justin Chancellor from Tool because he bought a full suit of armor at a truck stop in the United States.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's so far he's the bar. And I asked the question trying to find somebody that is going to beat a full suit of armor. Nobody has yet.
No, but now, you know what? I'm down. I'm going to try to find something.
But those big pickles are delicious.
They are. And I wonder if anyone's, because you get a few drinks in you, or as Canadians would say, road pops. And then all of a sudden you're eating the pickle and then you're drinking the juice that's in that bag. It's not good. And you got a show in the next day. It's not good.
Well, the new EP, Funeral Songs Part 1, comes out September 4th. And you've got 3 shows in New England, 2 at the Hampton Beach Casino with Sevendust on August 27th and 28th, and then down in New Haven, Connecticut on the 29th. So you're going to be coming through New England.
Yeah. Well, we love it up there. The fans are great. My question is, who's going to win the Stanley Cup?
Really? It's not going to be the Bruins.
Well, I actually really like the Bruins, even though they beat the Canucks in 2011. I still really love Boston Bruins. I hate the Rangers.
Yeah.
I can't stand the Rangers. They can go to hell.
Are you a Kings fan now that you're in California?
Yeah, a little bit, but it always defaults back to the Canucks. That's just my home team, and they're just god-awful. They will not tank the team. They refuse to tank the team to build. They won't do it. They're always just like, we'll be fine in 9th place every year. It's like, just tank the team. Tank it. Rebuild, please.
So what is your prediction before I let you go? Who's going to win?
Vegas. And I want Vegas to win because Mitch Marner got traded from Toronto. I'd love to see him win a Stanley Cup because Toronto just cannot. So that's what I want.
The idea of the cup, driving down the strip, Vegas might just explode.
It'd be pretty cool. And, I'm kind of a Raiders fan, and they're god-awful too, but every time I walk past someone wearing I'm wearing Raiders stuff, they're like, oh, man, this is our year. We got the new quarterback. And I'm like, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll find out if your prediction is right.
Yes, it will be.
It was good to see you.
You too. So where are you at? Are you going to come to are you able to come to any of those shows? How far?
Yeah, New Haven's a little further, but Hampton Beach. Plus, I can go get fried dough and play skee ball too. So
yeah, I walked through that.
Yeah,
I walked through that the game, the thing what you said. It's like what do they call it?
Like the arcade.
The arcade.
Yeah,
it's the arcade. Yeah, it's cool. It's old school. We can probably get you at least 10% off merch.
You know a guy? Well, I'll see you at the end of August. Tell the guys I said hi.
Awesome, I will.
All right, I'll see you
Great
later,
to see
honey.
you.
You too.
Bye.
There he is, Tyler Connolly from Theory of a Deadman. The new song Winnebago is out right now, and Funeral Songs Part 1 comes out on September 4th. The Dead 7 tour is headed out on the road this summer with 2 stops at the Hampton Beach Casino Ballroom in New Hampshire on August 27th and 28th. You can find the links to get tickets in the show notes of this episode. You'll also find the links to hear Tyler's other 3 appearances on the Mistress Carrie podcast, plus Tyler's links, all the Theory of a Deadman links, and the Mistress Carrie links. Plus, you'll find this episode's corresponding playlist. I make a playlist for every full-length episode of the Mistress Carrie podcast that features all of my guest music and all the songs and artists that we referenced in the interview. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday, plus every weekday you get the sit rep. The Situation Report gives you all of your rock news, music headlines, and entertainment updates in about 5 minutes. And you never know when we're going to release a bonus episode. Join me live every Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern for my weekly live streaming video show, Cocktails in the War Room. And you can always find me on the radio. Get the details on all of that and more at MistressCarrie.com. The Mistress Carrie podcast, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network.